Hey, what's up, people? This is Damon Johnson from Black Star Riders, and you are watching Metal Wani. Yeah.
Greetings from Metal Wani, and welcome back to London.
Hi, thank you.
How you doing?
Great. It's always great to be in London. There's a lot of...
Great to have you back.
A lot of energy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're excited.
So, okay, it's been just over 2 weeks since you started your UK tour, and you started off with a mini show in Wolverhampton. What's been the response so far?
It's just been over the top. It really has been over the top. You know, this band has always been really fortunate to have passionate support. You know, the fans that we've had over the course of the 3 albums has been very special, but it's never been at the pitch, you know, that it is now. There's so much excitement. You know, I think our whole team has done such a great job in, you know, releasing the Heavy Fire album and kind of spreading the word, and you can really feel it in the crowds. These are the biggest crowds that we've headlined for so far.
That's amazing. So what about the London crowd?
You know, you know, London is always extra special. I know that speaking to my friends in other bands, it's sort of like when you play Los Angeles in America. Sometimes London and LA crowds can be a little like, you know what I mean?
Standing there.
Yeah.
Not getting involved.
And we don't have that. Like when we play in London, people go bananas. So, you know, for it to be here at the Forum, and, you know, obviously there's well over 2,000 people here tonight. That's amazing. We live for that. It's going to be great.
That's good, yeah. Okay, so it's been a phenomenal lineup with Backyard Babies, Gun and Amorettes.
The best.
Yeah, so whose idea was it to create such a lineup?
I just remember talking about 6 months ago, you know, when we were first starting to kind of put together this idea of how to properly tour the UK. We knew we wanted to try to have as great of a package as possible. And I remember Ricky called me and he said, hey, they're talking about Gun and Backyard Babies. And I went, that's never going to happen. There's no way. We can't get those bands. You know, it's just not possible. And it did, you know, it happened. And of course the Amorettes are old friends of ours as well. Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of like, I guess it's another indication that Black Star Riders is growing, and, you know, that our profile is rising, because that's really the goal. Is you want to tour, and you want to tour with your friends. It's always better when it's guys you know or girls you know, and we've just had a blast. You know, we love to go out and see them play every night, and it's like I haven't really thought about it until you just asked. But you know, the final show will be in Bournemouth on Sunday.
That's right.
So we have to come up with something dastardly to do to the other bands.
I might have to come to that show then. Okay, so you gave your fans the exciting opportunity to choose 6 top Black Star Riders tracks to add to your set list. Yes. What has been the most requested song?
That was, that's interesting that you saw that. You know, we were rehearsing and we were putting the show together, and we were almost done, but it got down to like a debate between, you know, 2 or 3 songs, and you know, we just came up with the idea, let's just put it out there to the fans, like, hey, name us your 6 favorite. And I don't know why we felt 6 was the number, but, you know, 2 wasn't enough, and 10 or 12 was too many.
Yeah.
So the goal was to find, you know, out of those 6 songs, which songs are on everyone's list. And we expected When the Night Comes In and Testify.
Oh, yeah.
But there were some surprises. People love the ballad on the new album, Cold War Love.
So do I. I think that's my favorite.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a really, it's a special song. So I just remember when we were reading all that feedback, Cold War Love was on everyone's list. Blindsided from The Killer Instinct was on so many of the lists. And, you know, I think we see ourselves as a real, you know, hard rock band, a lot of tempo and a lot of, you know, rocking out. And, but, you know, we always want to listen to our fans. And so, you know, after we conducted that little poll of, you know, their favorites, we changed the set. We said, all right, we have to do Cold War Love. We have to do Blindsided.
So can we expect any surprises tonight then?
Any
Apart from what
surprises?
you just told me, anything else?
No. I mean, those songs are definitely in the set because of that.
Yeah.
You know, that outpouring of opinions. You know, it's great. So yeah. You know, as far as tonight, I mean, the great thing about tonight is it's Scott's birthday.
I know, amazing.
St. Patrick's Day, Scott Gorham's birthday. Really special. So we plan to make a big deal out of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with 3 fantastic albums that you produced in like 4 years, it's safe to say Black Star Riders is well established and they're out of the shadow of the Thin Lizzy tag. Would you agree?
I would agree. You know, and I always feel compelled to reinforce that with, you know, reminding people that we will never have anything but love and respect and gratitude for everything that Thin Lizzy has done for us. You know, that iconic band, that legacy of amazing music, you know, it's really what brought us all together. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for Scott Gorham and Brian Downey asking Ricky to join, you know, in 2010, and then I joined in 2011, and you know, we would have, if it hadn't have been for Scott having the idea of writing some new songs, you know, we wouldn't be here right now. Maybe we'd still be doing dates as Thin Lizzy. I don't know. There's no way to know now, but you know, we'll forever be appreciative for all that name and that band and that music represents, and more than that, that fan base. You know, the Thin Lizzy fan base were the first people to really step up and go, okay, we support Black Star Riders. Especially when we, you know, decided to put this new music out under a different name, you could feel this real sense of like, yes, that's the right thing to do. Because there's a lot of, as you all know, you know, there's a lot of classic bands out there still touring and putting out new records with maybe 1 or 2 original members.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I just know that for us, it would have been wrong to put it out as Thin Lizzy. So maybe this is the way of the gods,
telling
us, well done lads, 3 albums in. How about number 6 in the UK national charts? We said, thank you very much, we'll take it.
So do you feel your fan base and audience have changed or evolved, as well as your sound as well during that time? Yeah,
without a doubt. I mean, just take the show last night in Bristol, for example. I specifically recall looking, and, you know, I could see Thin Lizzy fans. You know, fans that have been coming to see us since I joined the band in 2011. But then there's other fans, you know, in their Black Star Riders t-shirt, you know, the youngsters for sure. You know, they've probably had to do their homework on exactly who, you know, what the Thin Lizzy catalog is. Yeah, it's amazing. And I think really that's the thing that motivates us more than anything, is that we can see clearly that if we keep working hard, we keep putting out quality music and putting on quality shows, that people will come. You know, there's all this talk of doom and gloom and the death of rock and roll is grossly overstated and errant, you know, because we see it every night. You know, it's growing and getting bigger.
Yeah, okay. So you decided to work with Nick Raskulinecz.
Raskulinecz. It's a tough one.
It is. I know I'm going to get that wrong, thank you. On the Heavy Fire record, and as well as the Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
What made you decide to work with him again, and what does he bring to
Well, you know, Nick is a legend. His resume is just mind-blowing, and you know, the experience working with him on the Killer Instinct, there's no question. We loved it. We loved him and all of his skills and just his energy and his ideas. And the biggest thing that came from that is that we developed a real trust. That's not always easy to find with every band and every producer. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. We had big success with him in that experience. So I think the level of trust was really the key. We didn't hesitate to reach to go back to him.
So it's like a natural progression from the Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the one difference is we showed up with a lot more material this time. I think we had 12 songs when we did the Killer Instinct, and this time we had twice that many. I mean, we had really done a lot of work, and so I don't see any reason really that we would look anywhere else going forward. I mean, I know that we definitely want to do the next album with him. I guess it just gets down to schedule. I mean, I would be heartbroken if we go to Nick and go, hey, the next album. He goes, oh, guys, I'm busy. That would be bad. But we love him, and he's made us a better band. He definitely makes the songs bigger, more complete. And, we just always leave his studio and that environment. We always leave there feeling like we've done quality work for sure. Mm-hmm. So, I hope that continues.
Yeah. To me, Heavy Fire is a hot record. And although I said I love Cold War Love, I still can't choose another favourite track. So how did you decide to have just 10 tracks for the album?
I have to give some credit to our record label, Nuclear Blast, and our management. Whenever that subject comes up, I know that they've always felt like 10 songs is a good number. It's a good round number to put on an album. We enjoy doing extra, maybe having bonus material or whatever, but I absolutely agree that there's like something complete about 10 songs. And I don't know, I've embraced the new media. When I listen to music now, typically I stream it, like my kids do. So, but I also know that we also love physical copies, CDs, the vinyl just looks so amazing, to take that album and the bifold and you open it up and the photography looks great, to read all the credits and see everyone's name in there.
It really makes a change to just getting like a digital download, definitely.
Yeah, it really does. And, I'm not posting my flag in one specific camp.
Yeah.
All that I care about is that people hear it, so if they buy it, stream it, download it, steal it, I don't care, but just listen to it,
Yeah.
by any means necessary, because we feel like, hey, if they'll check it out, they'll hear something that they like.
Definitely.
But no, we definitely love the idea of a 10-song album.
Yeah. So how did Fade become the bonus track?
Wow, Fade was on the 10. It was going to be on the 10 song. And right up until the end. And the only reason it got, the only reason Fade got moved to being the bonus track is we just started putting different sequences together. That's the final phase. It's like, all right, we have the mixes. Now let's determine what the running order is going to be of the songs. And it just got harder and harder to find a place to put it other than the very last song. And I remember that we were getting down to the deadline. We had to make a decision. And we flipped Letting Go of Me. And we put that as the last song. And I was listening in my car with my son. We were running errands that day and we listened to that sequence. And he loved it. He's 12. My son is 12.
Amazing.
He loves Black Star Riders. He's a rocker. My daughter is not a rocker.
She might change.
My youngest. No, I mean, she likes the Killer Instinct, the song. And I think her favorite on the new album is Dancing with the Wrong Girl. She likes that. But my son's a rocker. So I said, which sequence? He goes, that's the one. And ironically, the guys at our label, they felt, the same thing. So.
Oh, wow.
Decision made.
Exactly. Easy one then.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you ever plan in the future to release a previously unreleased album? Songs, an album of
Yeah, songs? Absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of material. Just thinking right now, I mean, I can think of a half a dozen songs between All Hell Breaks Loose, Killer Instinct, and this album that are quality songs. They just haven't been put through the process that, the 30 songs on the 3 albums have. So, Maybe they'll show up on the next album in some form, but we have no shortage of material. A lot of songs. So, I would love to see that. Because I'm proud of all of that work.
Yeah.
I'm just as proud of those songs as I am the ones that, have reached.
I think a lot of your fans will be pleased if that ever happens.
I think so. I do too. And I think, over the course of these 3 records, they know how much we love to write. And I think they kind of expect that. We're not that band that's exasperated at the songwriting, that goes, hey, we're gonna wait, or we're gonna get these 10 songs done so we can be finished. No, we love it. We love to write. We love to record. So I would love to hear that myself, and I know the fans would too. There's some gems in there. There are songs that you would hear and you would go, what are you guys thinking? Why was that not on Hell Breaks Loose? Yeah. So I think, that would be great. I hope we do that soon.
I hope so too, yeah. So while working with Black Star Riders and your solo project, what's involved in the songwriting process?
Well, in the Black Star Riders, Ricky and I, our writing is sort of the cornerstone of, the bulk of the material that we come up with. And he and I have a real chemistry. We work very fast. We're not precious about, the ideas. And I love that he's always wanting my opinion about his lyrics. Ricky's a great lyricist, a great storyteller.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I love that I get kind of the front row seat to that stuff. I hear it before anyone else does.
Lucky.
Yeah. So, it's a real collaboration. With my solo stuff, I write a lot on my own. I have some friends closer to home that I love to collaborate with.
Yeah.
I just love to work. I love to work. I love to write, and I'm so grateful that certainly joining Thin Lizzy and then it evolving into Black Star Riders. It's been good for me. It's raised my profile and it's brought some attention to work I've done in the past as well as new stuff. So I just felt like I just always want to be creating. I'm an artist. It's like my dad used to say, if you're a painter, you paint. If you're a songwriter, you should be writing songs. It's not like something, I don't feel like it's a switch you turn on and off. It's what I do. It's like Paul McCartney said in an interview, somebody said, well, what do you do for fun? He goes, I write songs. And they're like, well, no, that's your job. He goes, no, that is not my job. Getting on planes and buses and checking into hotels, that's my job. But songwriting is a real pleasure.
Definitely. What can we expect from BSR when touring ends? Will you be focusing on solo projects or the next album?
We feel like we took a year off last year with Black Star Riders. We were only writing and recording in 2015, so I don't know that we want to do that again for a while. We're grateful for this momentum that we have right now. The calendar is starting to fill up throughout the end of the year, and there's been some talk of maybe doing something special next year, possibly putting out just one song, on its own, and say, hey, here's a track that it's not on an album, nobody's heard it. Check it out.
People go crazy for that.
I think so.
It's a really good idea.
I think it could be cool, and and then continue the touring. I think the solo stuff for Ricky and I both, it just gets down to the calendar. You can't give us too much downtime or we'll fill it.
Yeah, exactly.
With something, I know Ricky's got some new songs he'd love to get out. I've got a live album of my solo stuff that I did with my band back at home. I really want to get that out maybe sometime this year.
Yeah.
Whether I tour behind it or not, I'd love to just get the music out there.
You have to tour behind it.
Yeah, well, I would love to. But, we're just so invigorated, we just feel really inspired. There's so many good things happening, and, we just don't take it for granted. I don't think any of us saw ourselves at a place like this, at this point in our careers, that we'd be in a new band that's making noise and, building new fans. And
new fans, definitely.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the end of this interview.